Okay, as promised in the last video, we'll be doing a few questions, MCQs related to the concepts that we studied in the last video. So types of forces wale, just make sure you watch that video before you do these questions with me. If you already know those concepts, well and good, but ideally you should watch that video first before we do these questions. This is a brief intro of myself. Okay, first MCQ, these are from past papers of IGCSE and O-levels. A body slides down a frictionless slope as shown. We would assume there is no friction here. As the body presses on the surface pushes back on the body. This is our surface here. Yeah, this is our surface, right? This entire line, this is our surface. The force on of the surface on the body is sometimes called the reaction force or contact force. In which direction does the reaction force act? We studied in the last lecture that normal reaction or the reaction force always acts perpendicular to the surface. So इसमें हमने कोई ऐसी direction देखनी है which is perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular to the surface is this, C. The correct answer here must be C. जो D है, that is the motion of this object, और जो A है, that अगर friction होती है, इन्होंने कह दिया frictionless है, तो A would have been A is opposing motion, तो that would have been friction. और जो B है, that is opposite to the weight of an object because weight acts vertically downwards, तो ये this would have been the weight vertically downwards, right? So although this wasn't required in this question, यहाँ पे हमें बस देखना था कि perpendicular to the surface, that is C, normal reaction force. Next question. The diagram shows a firework rocket. As the rocket flies through the air, three forces act on it. These forces are weight, thrust is the push of the engine, and air resistance, which opposes motion, of course, or weight vertically downwards होती है. What are the three forces? Rocket की direction देखें, this must be moving in direction of Q, right? तो ये motion is in this direction. Forward thrust, right? Weight, it always acts vertically downwards, which is R. Vertical भी और downwards भी R. जो friction है, friction, that is air resistance या frictional force, that is in the direction of S. P is opposite to the weight, और अगर contact force पूछ रहे होते, that would have been like this. But of course they are not asking for it. वो इस तरह यहाँ पे 90 degrees बन रहा होता with the surface. But वो यहाँ पे नहीं पूछ रहे थे. They were only asking for P, Q, R and S में forward thrust हमारे पास Q है. So either C can be the answer or D can be the answer. ये first two value cancel out कर लें. Air resistance is the frictional force, that is S in this case. तो ये भी out हो गया. We know D is the answer. फिर भी let's just see कि R weight vertically downwards. Yes, D is the answer, right? So this is understood. Next question. When a body moves across a rough surface, a frictional force is produced. Friction always opposes motion. Moving body की direction is towards the right. Friction must be towards the left. Which statement about this force is always true? Frictional force. It acts in the direction of the motion. Not really. It always opposes motion. It is equal in value to the force producing the motion. Not always. यहाँ पे लिखा है always true. It can be equal, but not always. It makes the body recoil in the opposite direction after stopping it. Not really. D में लिखा है it opposes the motion across the surface. Yes, it does because it's a frictional force. D is the answer here. Okay, this is the last question of this class. The wheel of a moving car is driven by the engine. The car is accelerating in the direction shown. So as you can see, in the direction shown. In which direction does the frictional force act on the wheel? So वो हमने last class में example भी पढ़ी थी. It is important to see the motion here, और हमने देखना है clockwise turn करेगा. टायर की बात करो, clockwise या anti-clockwise, that is very important here. Direction of acceleration, this is the motion here. Towards the left side जा रहा है. For it to move in this direction, the tire must move like this. This is anti-clockwise. ACW मैं लिख रहा हूँ, counter-clockwise कहते हैं, anti-clockwise, against the clock. For it to move in this direction, अब with the tire देखें, ये with the tire, my motion is in this direction. With the tire, जो टायर और रोड सरफेस के दरमियान जो मोशन है व्हील का, wheel's motion is in this direction because we are turning anti-clockwise, in anti-clockwise direction to move towards the left side. अब अगर ये motion है of the tire with the road, then the friction must be in this direction against the motion, right? So this is the answer D here. अगर हम right side में, if the motion was in this side, right, so then B would have been answer. मतलब वो exact logic लग जाएगी, but because we are moving in the right direction, so motion would be towards the left, motion of this wheel with the road, and the friction opposes motion. In that case, B would have been the answer. But यहाँ पे हमारे पास D बन रहा है. So this was the last question here. Thank you for joining. In the next class, we'll be doing a few different concepts. Thank you for joining. Take care. Allah Hafiz.